Ghanaians have been experiencing the power cuts, doomsaw situation. And you know that the doomsaw was a contest between the NPP and the NDC. In 2016, they featured big time in the election. The NPP seemed to have won the argument and have gained the trust of the Ghanaian people about the doomsaw question. During the John Mahama era, Ghana had one of the worst power outages in its history, where for over 3 years power was off. The John Mahama administration took advantage of the situation to increase Ghana's power generation. We were told at that time by the opposition NPP, in particular the now Vice President Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, who was then the running mate of the candidate, that the matter was a matter of inefficient management of the economy, and that the NDC administration led by John Mahama at the time was unable to raise the requisite financing to be able to pay for power. And so the NDC had mismanaged their power sector, and that was the story that went into election 2016. The Ghanaian people gave the heavy endorsement to the Akufo-Addo administration. Upon accepting power, the power situation seemed to be quite stable in 2017, 2018, 2019, and most of 2020. Recently, however, people have been complaining, and there's been pressure on the energy sector agencies, the GRECO, the power distribution, ECG, VRA, to publish a timetable. Because you see, the worst thing, and I heard somebody say that on radio today, the worst thing is that you drive from work, you are tired, you get to work, either you're in a bus or a trotro or something, you drive and you are approaching the house and you see that the area is dark, and you're just hoping that by the time you get home, that your side of the area would have lights, because it happens sometime like that. You hope against hope, and you drive in, you get there, and it's totally dark. Now, you don't know whether you should remain in the car and listen to the news and listen to radio. Maybe it's 10 minutes past 8, you want to get home and watch Good Evening Ghana. You don't know what to do with it. And it can be very debilitating. It can be very terrible. It can make you feel very, very bad. So people have been experiencing this, and they've been complaining about this matter. And they said that, look, if doomsaw is back, the government should tell us doomsaw is back and give us a timetable, so that if I live in Abekala Pass and I'm going home and I know that my power is off, but I'm not married, I have a girlfriend, and my girlfriend lives in East Legon, and I see the timetable, her power is on, I go to my girlfriend's house, or the girlfriend goes to the boyfriend's house. For those who are not married, for those who are married, unfortunately, you have to go home, because you can't do anything about it. So if you see that on the timetable, your lights are off, you go home. But it's not a modern way to live. Living without electricity is not allowable in this era. You can't really do anything. You're unproductive, you are unintellectual, you are unhappy, you're tired, it's humid. When we were growing up sometimes, when they turn off the lights, we even used to get excited about it. In Burma camp, the lights hardly go off. So when it goes off once in a while in the night, we're excited about it. We are running, we're doing catches in the house. That's the only time that when you come out at night, it's so exciting, and you're running and chasing each other. You don't want the lights to come back. Because the ozone layer depletion in those days was not as severe as it is today. Today, the ozone layer has completely depleted. And so humidity has become part of our culture. And you need the fan, you need the air conditioning, you need the cool air, and you can't get it in the light of situation. So people are feeling, you should listen to radio this morning. Everybody was brutally angry. Angry not so much that there's light off, but angry because the government is not publishing a timetable. Is there a power crisis? Should the government publish a timetable? So we're all very excited when the Minister for Energy this morning responded to the call from the Ministry of Information to attend a press conference at the Ministry of Information to brief the press and thereby the general public what is actually happening. We will now show you, first of all, the Minister's introduction, the Honorable Mathew Opoku Prempeh. And I have to say that if there is a crisis and you need a mover and a shaker to be able to do it, NAPO is the guy. There's no question about that. NAPO is one of those politicians who have demonstrated that he can put his hand to the wheel and turn the wheel around. He can put the spanner in and open it up and let it happen. We saw him do it with free SHS. He's a qualified physician. Doctors are able to sort of manage these things. But just about his drive, if you look at his drive, the Malaysia MP has shown that he really has a drive to deal with this. In his press conference today, he first responded to the nomenclature. What should this be called? Is it doomsaw? Is it he himself introduced doom and something like that? Let's listen to his introduction. Here is NAPO speaking to the press. We'll come back and take the details of what he said. He went on to state the problem, and he stated what we will look like as a solution. After that, we'll run some commentary. You can send us messages on our Facebook page about what you think NAPO said. But this is how he started.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I think one fact we can all attest to is that the power has not been as consistently on as we all expect. Some have labeled it a return of Dumso. Some have called it Dunduma Dundum and whatever. This morning we are here basically with Ghana Great Company to try and explain to Ghanaians that what is happening is not as a result of a generational problem or fuel shortage, but really some technical difficulties and challenges one or two institutions might be going through. So without much ado, even though GREDCO has been consistently coming out with press releases and press statements as to the cause of every power outage, we want them to take the opportunity of not only informing Ghanaians, of also reassuring us that what we are experiencing in a short time will be a thing of the past.
Yeah, so that was the Minister Mathew Opoku Prempeh stating the position. He talks about whether it's doom or it's doomso, and he goes on to now state the problem. What's happening? What's really happening? We have to understand that. I mean, they shouldn't make excuses, but they should tell us what is happening. He proceeded to do that, and then he sort of stated the solution. Let's hear him again.
The truth of the matter is that government has put in place a mechanism where every generator, every transmitter, every distributor of electricity is paid something regularly, what we call the cash waterfall mechanism. Government has also introduced, and it will start very soon, a gas clearinghouse, where more funds will be made available to the suppliers of the fuel for these generators. The recently passed budget, government has made available a Delta Fund that is also going to contribute to the payment of these debts that are owed. So it's not because of a debt that this power outage is concerned. And I would like to conclude by saying that the challenges that are being faced will definitely sometime lead to maybe a power outage here or there. But this, like the technical people just said, is not because of a generational problem. Yesterday's power outage, we have been explained to us, was caused by a reduced pressure of the gas that is going to the generator. That could not have been foreseen or planned by anybody. And so because most of our generators are now relying on gas, and gas comes through only a few pipelines to all these generators, an effect of a gas shortage affects many more generators than if individual plants were being fueled by diesel or crude oil independently. So these are challenges we have to continuously build the infrastructure and our systems to be able to have a redundancy in the system to minimize these outages. And we hope that Ghanaians would be with us in these trying times so that we can improve the system to get the consistent electricity that we want. Thank you very much.